Good morning, President, Congress. Joe Gosling from Usdaw, speaking in support of Motion 20 on the action against assaults on public-facing workers. I'm a first-time delegate to TUC and a first-time speaker as well. I'd like to start by thanking the RMT for bringing this hugely important topic to Congress. I'm proud that my union, Usdaw, has been campaigning to protect retail workers for 20 years. And next year, through the Crime and Policing Bill, we will deliver a specific offence for assaulting a shop worker in England and Wales, which builds on protections that we already have in place in Scotland. This is very timely and very needed. Survey evidence from Usdaw shows that over half of retail workers were threatened last year, and 1 in 10 were physically assaulted. But behind each of these statistics in these surveys is a human being with a human story. And I'd like to share just a few of those with you today. I'll start with my own story. 3 years ago, I was assaulted at work. At the time, I was working as a delivery driver and making a delivery to a customer in a town centre. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and completely unprovoked, this gentleman decided that I was a suitable target for his aggressions, and he punched me in the face and stormed off. In my own workplace as well, a colleague of mine who's from a minority ethnic background and has a disability, I helped him with a workplace adjustment plan last year, and I was horrified to learn just a few weeks later, whilst he was out on a delivery driving run, he was actually the victim of an armed robbery. Visiting other stores that our union represents, I spoke to a supermarket worker, and when checking a customer for an age-restricted sale, when asking the customer for ID, the colleague was confronted with a machete. At our own Usdaw annual delegates meeting earlier this year, one delegate spoke bravely about her own assault, where she was attacked by a group of violent men, working on her own again as a delivery driver. And this was a transphobic hate crime. She was targeted specifically because of her gender identity, and she had to lock herself in her van. When these attacks happen, so often there are no consequences for the abuser, and the worker is left to deal with those consequences. Not just the physical consequences of the assault, but also the significant mental health consequences. When trying to return to work, return to the scene of the assault, fearful that their next interaction with a customer could result in a further attack, constantly worried and never able to relax. Congress, this is simply unacceptable, and we need to see change. Our economy relies on the contributions of millions of essential public-facing workers, and they deserve recognition for this essential role. Recognition that starts with significant action to stop the epidemic of abuse and violence. We stand in solidarity with workers in all industries that face violence, and an injury to one is an injury to all. Conference, please support this motion.